It feels like all of us are running around, working really hard, trying to achieve our goals. But even when we get close or when we actually achieve them, we still don't feel like we're enough. We still don't think that achievement was enough. We still turn around and go, I need more. It's not enough. In this episode, I want to talk all about how to overcome your scarcity and lack mindset so you can finally feel like enough and create your own abundance. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arielle. This is Feeling My Feelings, where I finally feel my feelings after years of dissociating from them. And y'all, just kind of side note, I've been doing a lot of inner child healing and reparenting of myself, and it is not the prettiest process. However, it is a beautiful experience, which is fulfilling. But anyway, so a lot of what I've been tackling is these feelings of self-worth, of why I feel so scarce and like I'm lacking. And obviously that comes from childhood traumas. We've been known this, but today I'm going to talk about how to face scarcity and lack head on so that we can finally feel successful, abundant, so we can stop hating ourselves into doing everything. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so like most things that are kind of negative and unhealthy for us to do, scarcity mindset comes from needing to survive. It feels like a lot of us are dealing with different levels of scarcity, but I think the mindset changes that we need to do are the same. What is scarcity and lack mindset? It is the way that most of us humans live. It is thinking that, no matter what you achieve, no matter how much you have, it's still not enough. And also, it is being really focused on what you don't have. You need to realize that lack and scarcity mindset, although it's helpful for us to survive, it's not sustainable to live in it forever, because you end up going through vicious cycles of thinking you've achieved something and then stopping and looking and being like, wait, but I'm wired to notice when I don't have enough. So I end up dissatisfied even when I achieve something. Unfortunately, a lot of us learned how to take action based on shame. We are used to being motivated by other people saying, you're not enough. You got really low grades. You did not run as fast as this person in PE class. Like, you need to go be better because you're a loser right now. And that's how we've learned to move in life. And while it is really actually healthy to have comparisons and healthy competition, I think there's way too much stuckness in thinking that I am not the star player. And you see how scarcity and lack mindset becomes too extreme, too black and white, and you end up being kind of inefficient and not achieving what is actually really important for you to achieve on your level. Anyway, if you are motivated by shame, then oftentimes that means you need someone else to tell you your worth, and you might not even know how to define what that is for yourself. You're used to understanding your worth by measuring yourself against other people, and that's quite sad. But you can build your own sense of worth by defining that yourself. Look, I'm Asian. I grew up knowing how to hate myself into doing things. And yet, for some reason, I am still dealing with healing my childhood traumas and my sense of worth. I wonder where that comes from. So, case in point, scarcity mindset will only get you so far, but it will not take you to where you actually want to be, okay? We get to redefine success and create abundance for ourselves. How do we do that? So there are two ways that people can define success. One is based on over-focusing on the gap. So that's how far you are from achieving your biggest ideal. And the second way is measuring how far you've come from where you've been. And I think it's very important for us to kind of look at both, but mostly live in the second way of defining success. Because it is really important to realize that you came from different circumstances. Let's take a look at how you define success. I think I used to define success as everyone knows I'm good at everything. Like essentially, like I used to define success as I'm the best at this skill and no one else can touch me, or I stand out the most. And this is so like, I mean, me personally, again, I'm dealing with inner child stuff. This is so like, oh, wounded child needs attention from parents and love and acceptance. And damn if we aren't all suffering from that in some way, right? So, well, yeah, we would love to achieve that. And many times I have, honestly, it's great. We cannot be destroyed if we don't achieve that in one instance. Like, I know some people who are complete overachievers, but the moment that someone else does a little bit better than them, they are such sore fucking losers. I'm looking at you, cousins that I don't talk to anymore. I want you to very honestly define what success looks like to you. And then take a look at it and be honest. Is it a healthy definition? Also, in what ways can it be healthier? Again, for me, I think it's not that bad because most of us want to be really, really good at the things that we want to do. We might want to be the best. We might want to be number one. It's great to work hard enough, to look at things hard enough, to want to get that far up. And it is definitely within your ability. You are allowed, you can want the absolute best. And who am I to say that you can't be the best in the world at what you want to be? But that right there is what a lot of us grew up with. And what we ended up hearing was, if you're not the best, you aren't anything. Everything you've tried to achieve is nothing. You actually have to be the best. But do we deserve to recognize our own efforts in ourselves? Definitely. So, okay, it's very important that we separate our definition of success from what the world has projected onto us, or else we're gonna go fucking crazy and we're gonna continue to hate ourselves. We don't want that, right? You gotta tune out the people who are saying things like, oh, look at your little projects, look at your little house, look at your little achievement in life. I fucking hate those people. Like, there are people in the world that can't help but be like, yeah, but notice how I'm better than you. Notice. Those are the people that are gonna crumble the second that you have one mere instance of being better than them. Like, those people, again, hi cousins, those people have such fragile egos and fragile senses of worth. Those are the people that cannot do anything unless they're slapped and yelled at and told to compare themselves. You don't want to be them people. You want to be resilient enough to define your own worth, to be happy with what you have, to be successful at every stage. You don't want to crumble at the first sight of not being the best. People have been trying to ingrain this in us for years, but we still don't quite believe in it. And that's success and fulfillment comes from living a passionate life according to your terms. By doing what you love, being who you want to be, by being someone of morals and integrity and having high values. Being successful, having worth, being abundant is being a high value person. No matter what your other definitions of success are, I think that should go for everyone. In what ways can you create a high value lifestyle and way of living? Can that be a definition of success for you? Okay, well, things to think about. So in addition to redefining success, I think it's important that we start rewiring our mindsets to recognize when there is abundance. So sidebar, but abundance is one of those super buzzword like spiritual terms that feels like they it encompasses everything. But I think that's the point. It's like being able to recognize when there is more opportunity than there is lack in something. And honestly, that goes for money, that goes for love, that goes for hard times and situations and hard feelings. Like the other day, trauma healing journey, I was crying about something that had been like an inner child wound. And I was frustrated because I was like, oh my God, how long am I going to be like crying about this thing for? And then I realized, there's a lot of people that can relate to this, and it's fun now to be more relatable on social media. So I was like, I should start making some fun skits on TikTok or something about like being on your trauma, like inner child healing journey. And I basically, as they say, turned lemons into lemonade, because I realized even when I was going through hard times, I can make that into art. And that's what a lot of artists do. I love creative people because when you're creative, you have an imagination, you have the ability to see how a lot of different things connect. And that's why a lot of what they call starving artists, they can turn emotions and feelings, transmute it into something that is actually relatable, abundant for other people, something that we can all connect on. I mean, that's what I'm kind of doing on this YouTube channel. That's what a lot of creatives do with whatever they're doing, whether or not it's intentional. And I think that's one of the best, most beautiful forms of finding abundance. There's an abundance in your imagination, in what you can create for other people and how you can help people. There is abundance in love and compassion. When you've learned to find the love and the compassion in a thing, you found a solution to something. Like if you're in an argument with somebody, if you are like trying to find the middle ground, there's a lot of compassion and empathy in going, you know what, even if we disagree, I care about your well-being, and I don't want us to keep fighting like this. There's a lot of abundance in love because it can open up doors where you would otherwise see just absolute stops. Also, if we're talking about surviving socially and wanting to create opportunity socially, at the end of the day, we've been known this. People, if they like you, they're going to give you opportunities. So if you're living passionately despite how much you're getting paid, or despite how poor you look to other people or your class or whatever, like people are going to give you more opportunity. Also, if you're the person in the room that stands up and goes, let's find the compassion, let's find the love here, you're going to end up being the outlier. You're going to end up being the valuable person that can solve problems, that can be, stand out, that can think differently. And you're going to be valuable in a room full of people who have a lot of lack. You're going to end up standing out, being the best, being different, being useful in a room full of people who all are only concentrated on what they don't have. Also, I want to note that overcoming lack and scarcity mindset does not equal putting on false positivity, okay? When you are fake positive, you basically mask what's right in front of you. You just pretend it's not there and you go, everything's fine. So that is not healthy. However, when you overcome lack and you find abundance, you look for, okay, what can I learn from this situation? How can I improve myself by going through this hard time? The last thing is to learn how to receive. This is a weird one. This is a very unfamiliar one to me because, again, grew up Asian. I'm used to only knowing how to move through life by being told what I lacked. And so how am I gonna accept someone's compliments? Because you're not giving me direction here. You're just telling me that what I'm doing right now is fine. That is confusing for me. And I'm just like super wired to be really self-critical and perfectionistic. And I don't know what to do with this information. But the thing is Again, the reason why we're in this vicious cycle of scarcity and lack is because we've never learned to stop and observe what we do have. So being grateful, having gratitude for what we have is very important, but also recognizing that I have more likely than I had before. Or even if I don't, like for example, there are people who may have like quit their jobs and they make less money now, but are they more fulfilled? Did they learn and step out of like a mindset and a way of being that they didn't want to be in? Maybe you made a lot of money doing things that you hated, and maybe now you're making less money doing something you love, but your quality of life is better. This is what people do when they get a compliment. They're either like, oh, you too, I love your shirt as well, and feel obligated to immediately please the other person. They also can be overly humble and dismiss the compliment, or they hold on to that compliment for dear life and they're like, yeah, I am good at this. Yes, I do have great hair. And then they move through life like, if I don't show that I have great hair, no one will like me. And it's just kind of like, so learn to sit and accept and receive the good things. Learn that no matter what you're doing, you have a sense of worth because of the basis of you as a person who holds love, who holds integrity and values. Just that alone creates worth and value in you. And if you can learn how to spread that first, you are abundant. Well, go forth and live abundantly. Okay? Go forth and what is that phrase? Go forth and prosper. What is that? I don't do this. Sorry. Okay, maybe that's live long and prosper. Sorry. But yeah, it's up to you to create an abundant life. Stop letting other people define it for you. Those people are going to crumble super easily anyway. Okay, anyway. So, peace and love. Bye-bye.